$7.9 trillion. That's how much USDT moved through one single blockchain in 2025. Not Ethereum, not Solana, TRON. And yet, TRON is sitting at around 31 cents a day, roughly 28% below its all-time high, ranked 8th by market cap, and almost entirely ignored by the mainstream conversation. Stick with me for the next 10 minutes as I break down what TRON actually is and why it was built, the tokenomics and the deflationary burn engine behind it, the real adoption numbers that almost nobody is talking about, the key risks you need to know about before putting money in, and the exact millionaire math across 3 separate scenarios. This is not a financial advice, always do your own research. Do you remember when back in 2024, the art piece named Comedian, which was nothing more than a banana taped to a wall, sold for $6.2 million. And then the new owner of this masterpiece promptly ate it at a press conference, calling it better than other bananas. The story sounds bonkers, I know, and you may be wondering, what on earth does this have to do with TRON? Well, the main character in this story is actually tightly involved with the subject of our video today. That eccentric art enthusiast is named Justin Sun, and it is he who founded TRON in 2017 and raised over $70 million in a public ICO. And so, the mainnet launched in May 2018, and shortly after, Justin Sun had a moment of sheer brilliance when TRON made its biggest power move, the acquisition of BitTorrent, the file-sharing giant with hundreds of millions of users. The original pitch was to decentralize the internet's content layer, cutting middlemen out like YouTube and Facebook and letting creators keep their revenue directly. But over time, the market revealed TRON's real product market fit: cheap, fast stablecoin transfers. TRON runs on a delegated proof-of-stake consensus mechanism where 27 elected super representatives validate the transactions. The result is a chain that processes around 2,000 transactions per second at near zero cost, roughly $0.003 per transaction, which, to be honest, is the reason it has become the go-to rail for moving digital dollars across the world. Today, TRX trades at around 31 cents with a market cap of approximately $29 billion, making it firmly a large cap asset, not just a speculative moonshot. Now let's get into the tokenomics, because this is where the millionaire story really starts to take shape. The total supply of TRX sits at around 95 billion tokens, with no hard maximum cap, which sounds concerning on the surface. In the early years, TRON had a reputation for being a VC dump coin with high inflation. But here's what actually happened. Since April of 2021, TRON has been running a deflationary model. Every time someone uses the network without enough staked TRX to cover bandwidth or energy costs, TRX gets burned automatically. The more activity on the chain, the more gets destroyed. On top of that, minting USDT, TRON's native stablecoin, also requires burning TRX. The results have been staggering. Over 7.1 billion TRX have been burned since launch, with 820 million of those burned in 2025 alone. Meanwhile, over 51% of all circulating TRX is currently staked and locked, which means that the liquid supply available for trading is a fraction of what it looks like on paper. And this actually makes TRX a deflationary asset. Another important thing is that there is no vesting cliff coming. All major allocations were unlocked at the token generation event in 2017, so fear not, there'll be no scheduled unlock bombs. With all that in mind, think about it for a moment. You have a top-tier blockchain where the total supply is literally shrinking while the user base grows. It's a shrinking pie scenario where long-term holders are essentially gaining a larger percentage of the network every day without even buying more coins. Now, let's talk about the numbers that actually justify why this chain has a $29 billion market cap. TRON handled $7.9 trillion in USDT transfers across 3.2 billion transactions in 2025. It averaged 2.6 million daily active addresses throughout the year, ranking it second after BNB. For context, Ethereum averaged 474,000 daily active addresses in that same period. The stablecoin story is the core thesis here though. TRON hosts over $85 billion in USDT, surpassing Ethereum as the largest USDT network. TRON also captures 65% of all global retail-sized stablecoin transfers under $1,000. Think of it this way. When someone in Argentina, in Nigeria, or in Vietnam moves money using USDT, there is a greater than 50% chance that it is riding TRON rails. This makes TRON a payment infrastructure rivaling major fintech players. The TVL tells a supporting story too. As of late 2025, TRON held over $23 billion in total value locked, with Just Lend as the dominant lending protocol and SunSwap handling decentralized exchange activity. For institutional observers, there is one more catalyst worth noting. TRON Incorporated, which went public on Nasdaq through a reverse merger in 2025, now holds over 681 million TRX as a corporate treasury asset. As always, we have to talk about the risks. No investment is a guaranteed moonshot, and TRON has some of the most significant red flags in the industry, to be fair. First, Justin Sun himself. Love him or not, he's TRON's greatest asset and its biggest liability simultaneously. Again, this is the man who spent $6.2 million on a banana duct tape to a wall and then ate it at a press conference. This is the kind of person we're talking about. The SEC sued him in 2023 for wash trading TRX and orchestrating undisclosed celebrity promotions. That case just settled in March 2026, with his company, Rainberry, paying a $10 million fine. All charges against Sun personally, along with the TRON Foundation and BitTorrent Foundation, were dismissed with prejudice. The legal overhang is largely cleared, but the reputational controversy does not disappear overnight. The second risk, centralization. TRON's validator set of 27 super representatives is quite small. The TRON Foundation itself retains significant influence too. Moreover, as evidence of governance concentration, critics have pointed to incidents like the removal of 12,000 BTC from the USDT reserve without a DAO vote in 2024. This is not exactly a decentralized network by Ethereum standards, to be honest. Third, there is the China connection. Justin Sun's ties to China's government just remain a point of concern for some institutional allocators, particularly amid ongoing US-China tensions in the tech sector, and I don't blame these, to be honest. Time to head into the millionaire math, but first, a quick glance at the price history. TRX launched in September 2017 at around 0.2 cents. It ran to nearly 30 cents in early 2018 before collapsing back, hitting 8 cents in March 2020. And that marked the low for TRON. Since then, it has been making only higher highs. On the 3rd of December, it grew 100% in a single day after Sun invested in World Liberty Financial, the project that's run by the Trump family. Well, since that all-time high, the price is down only 30%, while Bitcoin is down more from its peak, about 40%. So TRON is holding pretty well compared to Bitcoin, at least for the time being. Okay, without further ado, let's look at what it would take to turn your TRX bag into $1 million. My first scenario is the bear case with 75 cents per TRX. In this scenario, TRON holds its stablecoin crown but fails to meaningfully expand. The market cap roughly doubles to around $70 billion, almost 2.5x from current prices. To hit $1 million, you would need approximately 1.33 million tokens, and at today's price, that costs around $413,000. Moving on to the base case now, where the price goes to $2 a piece. Here, TRON's stablecoin dominance holds, US stablecoin legislation passes, and institutional adoption through TRON Incorporated and ETF adjacent products accelerates. The market cap pushes to around 890 billion, similar to what mid-tier S&P 500 financials are valued at today. A 6.5x increase, and to reach the million, you will have to buy 500,000 TRX for about $155,000 today. And here it is, finally, the most optimistic of all, the bull case, which sees TRX to $5. This is the scenario where TRON becomes accepted global payment infrastructure for digital dollars, comparable to how Visa operates for fiat. The market cap crosses $475 billion, and that's 16x from today. You'll only need 200,000 tokens to get you to the $1 million target, and that will cost you the modest $62,000 today. Still, here's my realistic note though. TRX reaching this coveted almost 500 billion market cap would put it in Ethereum's peak valuation territory. It is not impossible, given the stablecoin volume data, but it requires the chain to sustain and grow dominance in a rapidly more competitive environment. Looking forward, two catalysts stand out above the rest when it comes to pushing TRX higher. First, two TRON ETFs are currently sitting on the SEC's desk, waiting for approval. One is the Bitwise Spot ETF, and the other is the first ever staked TRX ETF by Canary Capital. The latter would not only track TRX's price, but generate staking rewards for shareholders, something that only a single Ethereum ETF offers so far. Second, TRON was recently included in Mastercard's Crypto Partner Program, giving it direct access to Mastercard's global payments, settlement, and money movement infrastructure. That is TradFi directly integrating with TRON for real-world merchant payments and cross-border settlement. The challenge, however, is holding the lead. Solana, Ethereum Layer 2s, and newer payment chains are all chasing the same stablecoin flows. TRON already has the adoption most chains are still dreaming about, though. The real question is whether the token finally captures that value in price terms. So, what's your take, guys? Is Justin Sun a genius who built the world's most used chain, which will go to 500 billion market cap, or will he be remembered as the guy who ultimately failed and ate a $6 million banana in the process? Also, drop your TRX price targets for 2026 in the comments below. And as always, if this deep dive helped you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more crypto math, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.